Hello, welcome to our course of A Glimpse of Chinese Culture. First of all, I have a question for you. Do you know some typical Chinese costume? Well, in this section, we will briefly introduce 3 typical Chinese costumes. They are Chinese tunic suit, cheongsam, and tongue costume. Now, let's begin with Chinese tunic suit. The Chinese tunic suit was a uniform that was designed by Dr. Sun Yat-sen. He liked to wear and also recommended to the people of the country to wear. It was customary in ancient times to change the style of the people's clothes when a new dynasty was established. The 1911 revolution led by Dr. Sun Yat-sen overthrew the Qin dynasty and founded the Republic of China. Members of his Kuomintang proposed a change to their national costume. Dr. Sun favored the casual dress, prevalent in Guangdong province, but proposed certain modifications. A designer worked with his ideas and produced a tunic with 4 pockets and a turn-down collar, secured with 5 central buttons. It looked simple and tasteful and gave an air of respectability. It had a revolutionary implication. The 4 pockets in the front represent the 4 social bonds in China, which are propriety, righteousness, honesty, and a sense of shame. The 5 buttons in the front signify the separation of the executive power, legislative power, judicial power, examinational power, and supervisory power. The 3 buttons in the cuff represent the 3 principles of the people: principle of nationalism, principle of democracy, and principle of people's livelihood. There is no slit in the back, which represents the righteous cause of the peaceful reunification of China. Dr. Sun set an example by often wearing the tunic suit. It did not take long before the style became fashionable across the country. Now, some people are still found wearing tunic suits on formal occasions. Now, let's come to the second costume, cheongsam. Cheongsam is known as qipao in China. Cheongsam is a classic dress for Chinese women with the elaborate elegance of traditional Chinese style. It enjoys growing popularity in the world of fashion. The word cheongsam simply means long dress. It entered the English vocabulary from the dialect of China's Guangdong province. In other parts of the country, including Beijing, however, it is known as qipao. When the early Qin rulers came to power, they organized certain people, mainly the Manchu, under different banners, qi, and called them banner people, qiren, which then became loosely the name of all Manchus. The Manchu women's normal long gown likewise came to be called qipao, or banner costume. Although the 1911 revolution toppled the rule of Qin dynasty, the female costume survived the political change, and with later improvements, it became the traditional costume for Chinese women. Cheongsam is easy and comfortable to wear. snugly fitting the finger of Chinese females. Its neckline is high, collar closed, and its sleeves may be of short, medium, or full length, depending on the season or the wearer's taste. The costume is buttoned on the right side with a loose bodice, a fitted waist, and a side slits to the hem, all of which combine to set off the beauty of the female's finger. Cheongsam is simple to make and needs minimal fabric, or there are no accessories like belts, scarves, or frills. It can be made with different fabrics and worn in varying lengths on either casual or formal occasions. It creates an impression of simplicity and elegance. For this reason, during the 1980s, a revival of the cheongsam could be seen in the mainland of China. With the more and more distinct tendency of seeking the beauty of the curvy body shape in women's clothes, the cheongsam has undoubtedly become the best representative of lady costumes to show the figure of women. Meanwhile, the cheongsam enjoys a growing popularity in the international world of fashion. Oriental elegance, tranquility, and mystery become the global fashion elements. Now, let's come to the last Chinese costume, Tang costume. At the end of the 20th century, the Tang costume began entering the mainstream. Like cheongsam, Tang costume is another representative of Chinese national costumes. It got its name not just because its designers got inspirations from the costumes of the Tang Dynasty, but also because the Tang Dynasty was a prosperous period in Chinese history. Clothes that embody the Chinese flavor are therefore collectively referred to as the Tang costume. Current Tang costumes were transformed from the Mandarin jacket of the Qin Dynasty, and there are four major characteristics in terms of design. First, Tang costumes have a stand-up collar and buttons in very middle of the front of the jacket. Second, there's no seam between sleeves and jacket. Third, the costumes are jackets with buttons down the front or in a diagonal way. Last, they have right-angled buttons. In addition, with regard to the outside material, Tang costumes are mostly made with silk. Nowadays, modified Tang costumes are more acceptable due to their modern style. Tang costumes' impact on the global fashion industry was realized during the ninth Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in October 2001, when all the heads of the member nations wore the Tang costume. Okay, let's come to the end of this section. In this section, we explored three kinds of traditional Chinese costumes. Do you still remember? Yes, they are Chinese tunic suit, Chinese cheongsam, and Tang costume. Alright, we hope you have enjoyed this section. Thank you. See you next time.